Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week. It was an informational night for those with a passion for astronomy, or simply the beautiful starry sky in general. On the night of October 18th at City View Park, Hazleton, members of the Greater Hazleton Area Astronomical Society were proud to host the public star party. The society group got to share information on certain aspects of astronomy, mainly the star systems and faraway planets. People who attended the event got to look through high-tech telescopes and see star clusters, planets on the other side of the solar system, and far galaxies. We spoke with the host and society director, Paul Smaglick, on what the whole occasion is about.
Tonight I had a 30-minute presentation about the autumn sky. We talked about the Pegasus. We talked about the double cluster. We talked about Pleiades, another star cluster. We also talked about setting expectations. When you're looking through a telescope, you're not going to see a Hubble picture. You're going to see a little less grandeur of an object. We talked about that, and we talked about you do not have to be an expert in viewing the night sky. All you need to do is use a pair of eyes, app on your phone, and you're all set.
Smaglick also talked about what he hoped the attendees took from the event.
A takeaway to be a little more appreciative of the night sky and actually get a moment to just to look up. And then also, if they're very interested and they want to learn more, they can always reach out to our organization and we can assist them in their adventure in that.
The public star party was a free experience for all to enjoy, as not everyone gets a chance to see Saturn as a little circle with a line going through it. To update everyone on a story from Monday, Hafasuya Karim Dunn, who was accused of the Edwardsville shooting, is now only being charged with firing the gunshots into the apartment. Officials have not yet confirmed or denied the fact that Dunn fired the shot that killed one person. Dunn, who is also charged with illegally possessing a firearm after a 2014 drug case conviction, is being held without bail due to what Magisterial District Judge David Ibarria calls a public safety concern. According to documents, Dunn suffered injuries and was treated at Geisinger, Wyoming Valley. Authorities did not elaborate on the document. A preliminary hearing is set for October 28th. Stay tuned on Wyln for more updates. This is an update on Tuesday's story of the accidental shooting. As an update on the story about a 3-year-old gunshot victim, Christopher Shearer, the victim's father, is being charged with 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child and recklessly endangering another person. Shearer, who was in charge of watching his 2 children, told police that he leaves his firearms in his backpack and that his daughter must have went through it when he went upstairs to smoke. The incident unfortunately left the child with a gunshot wound to the leg. District Attorney Brian Gallagher says the daughter is in stable condition and is expected to survive. Officials in Olymphin and all other towns and communities are strictly advising parents and/or guardians who own firearms or weapons of any kind to lock them away, keeping them out of reach of children. Zachary Vidal disappeared 3 years ago today, and Pottsville police are still committed to finding out what happened to him. Vidal was last seen on October 22, 2022. Officials say they have exhausted all leads and are again asking the public for help in the investigation. Every tip is reviewed and could help the case, no matter how minor the information may seem. Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers and the Vidal family are offering a cash reward for information that may lead to his whereabouts. If you know anything about Zachary Vidal's disappearance, contact Captain Joseph Welsh of the Pottsville Bureau of Police at 570-622-1234, extension 1350. You can also contact Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers at 1-877-472-8477 if you wish to remain anonymous. A man was arrested for a 911 misuse during a traffic stop. Police say 39-year-old Christopher Zomerfeld called 911 4 times to complain about police officers lawfully seizing a license plate off a vehicle with a suspended registration following a traffic stop. Zomerfeld interfered with the officer during the stop, became disorderly, and fled to his vehicle. He was asked to exit his vehicle after police found a fraudulent homemade license plate consistent with a sovereign citizen. As a result of Zomerfeld's refusal to exit, police removed him and attempted to take him into custody, where he resisted their efforts to handcuff him. He was taken into custody, where charges are pending for misuse of 911, disorderly conduct, obstruction of justice, possessing instruments of a crime, resisting arrest, counterfeit plates, and multiple summary traffic offenses. Another successful seminar was presented for those in need of knowledge of the Castle Doctrine. State Representative Dane Watrow, State Senator Dave Argel, and District Attorney Samuel Sangadose were honored to host the Concealed Carry Seminar at the Silverbrook Rod and Gun Club in Klein Township. Residents and out-of-towners attended the event, getting the best bits of information on the safety, logistics, and laws of owning a firearm. We spoke with Watrow on what he hopes the constituents take away from the seminar.
Yeah, first thing is safety. We got to make sure that everybody's carrying their firearm in a safe manner. But the second most important thing is that people want to know what their rights are, wants to know about the Castle Doctrine, wants to know about where they can and cannot carry their weapons. So I'm thinking that this is going to be very informative. The district attorney from Luzerne County, Sam, came down here and decided to partner up with us, myself and the senator. And this is our third time we have him down here doing this, and it just gets larger and larger every time.
Watrow also shared with us his personal favorite aspect of what the presentation does.
Well, I got to tell you what, Sam is very detailed, and he's there's not a tap dancing around it. It's like, this is what you can do, this is what you should do, and this is what you shouldn't do. So I've just liked the information that's delivered to our constituents, and like I said, this it's going to be a huge turnout, probably one of the biggest ones we had so far.
We got the special appearance of District Attorney Samuel Sangadose, who proudly opened the seminar and spoke with us on how long it has been helping others.
We've been putting on this seminar. I actually started it with my predecessor, then District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis, in 2012. So we've been doing this for quite some time now, 13 years, and we are we plan to continue. We do approximately 8 to 10 of these every single year throughout the county. They're usually sponsored by the local state rep or state senator, and we invite their constituents out to come out and learn about the law.
The Concealed Carry Seminar is an annual presentation, one which Watrow, Argel, and Sangadose plan on having for years to come. Coming up on WYLN News, we check in with PA State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's Weekly Update. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Turbitville Part 4. And stay right here on WYLN. Have a great weekend.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. If you were saved by the bell and made epic mixtapes, it's time for a mammogram. Screenings help find breast cancer early when it's more treatable. Schedule today at lvhn.org/mammo.
Hi, my name is Maya, and I am 8 years old, and tomorrow the weather will be partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nesquebec and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories, and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, fresh from the farm, everyday heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
In this week's episode of Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to have a guest, Claudine Gallagher, and we're going to discuss how this whole thing works.
Hi, welcome to Watro's Weekly Update. I'm the host today, Preston Endress, and here with me is my good friend Dane Watro. How are you today, Dane?
I'm doing very good, but I was just saying before we started, getting a little chilly. It's a little chilly out today.
Yeah, we're now at that point. It's quite at that moment where it's beginning to look. We'll get to that later anyway. Yeah. But okay. So from what I've seen this week, there are at least two seminars that you hosted. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. Great, exciting week. We had a lot going on here back home in the district, which I'm very happy. First one was our Senior Expo. Great turnout in Schuylkill County and Monterey City. I have to say, the information that was delivered from the Attorney General's office was second to none. It was so important, and we call it a senior scam seminar.
So also recently, from when this is coming out, like 2 days ago, there was also a concealed carry thing that you did.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, concealed carry is very important. It's our Second Amendment. It's our constitutional right, and as long as you were permitted to carry a firearm, first thing I always say, safety. You got to be safe first, and know your rights and know your limitations on carrying and where you cannot carry, because there's certain places where you cannot carry firearms. Your banks, your post office, your schools. Don't go there with your firearm. Make sure you get your permit. The state of Pennsylvania you have to go get your permit in order to conceal carry a firearm, and go ahead and go down that route, and just know what the do's and the don'ts are, and always be safe. That's very important. But we had well over 65 people that I was happy with. The district attorney right here in Luzerne County came and held that seminar. This is the third time I've done this with him, so I'm super excited to continue to do these, because I believe that information is very important. Yeah, we gave away free targets, books, literature on safety, so our men and women could get out there. I have to say it, one of the top, if not the top, news station here in the Hazleton area. But thank you for always being available and getting the good news out to the people. I appreciate you.
I'm flattered and honored. Now, with what little amount of time we have left, you said you wanted to discuss something on a town hall topic, did you?
Yeah, so Preston, I had a town hall meeting, and as you know, I like to bring on a special guest every time, just because different information. I always come with information, but I like to get different perspectives of different agencies in the state, or just different governmental things going on. And this time we had one of our very own from the Hazleton area, Rich Roman, and he came, and he's a PennDOT executive director for this region. here in the greater Hazleton area. Schuylkill County starts a different region. So right where McAdoo is starts a different PennDOT region. But anyway, from the Luzerne portion, he does all that all the way up to the state line of Pennsylvania and New York border. Very large territory, and we had a great town hall meeting. Well over 1,600 people called in or answered the phone when I called. So I was excited to have one of the largest turnouts since I've been sitting here in the people seat as state representative, and I appreciate everybody's participation. Great questions. He delivered a lot of good information on upcoming projects that's going to be happening here in our district next year. So I encourage people to jump on, check my website, repwatchrow.com, or I'm always on Facebook and Instagram and all that as well. 2 survey questions was asked, Preston, and the first one was, we're talking about Reggie, but then we got away from Reggie a little bit because that word gets a little bit complicated, and I get it. We get so wrapped up in our jargon with policy and everything else, and it's sometimes we need to relate in different ways. But anyway, we diverted it to talking about natural resources. We're sitting on, we're a coal region, coal, gas. We have really good natural resources here in Pennsylvania. My first survey question was, how do you feel as far as, should we use our natural resources here in the state of Pennsylvania, or should we go to alternative sources and look at solar, wind, et cetera, et cetera? And people really spoke out. I think it was 84% said use our natural resources here, because I truly believe that will drive down the cost of your home heating and other sources of fuel. So I think it was 84% voted in favor of using our natural resources right here. So that was very loud and clear. Moving on to the second survey question. The second survey question was the budget. And I know we spoke about this 2 weeks ago, and I was hoping to come back with a better topic this week.
Lay it on me.
We're still at a standstill. And the question to the people who spoke loud and clear, 98% express their concern, do not vote for a budget that exceeds our current income right now. There's a budget out there that says spend an extra $5 billion or stay where we currently are at right now with just level funding. And it was loud and clear, 98% says do not vote for a $5 billion increase in the state budget. Therefore, you and I will be paying for it in taxes. So I'm very proud to report I have always voted for level funding. I'm not one to go ahead and vote for money we don't have. So I'll keep you posted. Stay tuned.
We will stay tuned on that then.
Hopefully next time I come back with some better information about our state budget.
Well, we sound pretty confident right now. That sounds... But who doesn't love a big turnout and one that goes to the right decisions?
Right.
Yeah. Well, that must have been quite a town hall for you to experience.
It was.
Well, with that said, I'm glad that we have a more positive note to end on this Watchers Weekly Update. We'll see you next time.
You know, in the last 20 years of my practice, I hear so much about depression. Grace Ann is a specialist. Grace, what can you talk about depression?
Well, depression is normal, but too much depression can shut us down, and now we're not doing what we were made here on earth to do. Depression can be just sheer exhaustion from too much anxiety, or it can be from a lack of goals, purpose in life. You know, true happiness is a chemical reaction in our brain when we're about to meet a goal. Well, if we don't make goals, well, of course we're going to be depressed and miserable because we're not happy. Happiness does not come in a chemical. Happiness comes from meeting goals, which means we have to set goals and make plans to reach those goals. And the harder we work towards the goal, the more the happy when the dopamine is released in our brain.
Even any small goal. Get up and
right.
Make your bed and wash your car.
Right, do as many small goals as possible and you'll be happier.
Very good.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is Perfect Cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
My name is Maya, and I am 8 years old, and tomorrow the weather will be partly cloudy.
In earlier years, the Northumberland County Fair was held in the Turbitville area, with the earliest known instance of this being in 1868. While the fair eventually would move to Sunbury, Turbitville would start its own community fair in October 1939 in conjunction with the town's vocational school fair. The fair would be held in the grounds behind the community hall and featured many of the amenities one would associate with the fair: games, animals, rides, and lots of food. The last fair would be held in 1969, after which it would be canceled due to an increased lack of local interest. Turbitville residents, though, would still have the opportunity to enjoy a night in the town with the Turbitville Area Community Carnival, which began in the 1930s. For many decades, the carnival was run by the Warrior Run Area Fire Department, but in 2013, the organization announced it was ceasing the event due to a lack of manpower to run it. Turbitville residents, unwilling to lose the carnival, quickly put together a committee to save it, with the Turbitville Area Lions Club being a prime organizer in the committee. Thus, the Turbitville Area Community Carnival resumed in 2014 and continues to delight the town's residents today. With the outbreak of World War II, many of Turbitville's sons volunteered to serve their country. One of those who stepped forward was Harold Anspach, a local dairy farmer born in 1923. He would join the Marines in 1944 and was stationed at the home base of the renowned Flying Leathernecks at Cherry Point, North Carolina. During that time, Anspach took up boxing and quickly became adept at channeling both eyes of the tiger in the ring. In 1946, while still with the Marines, he would win the Amateur Boxing Championship. An even bigger prize awaited him later that year, as Anspach would also win the AAU National Championship, with an impressive overall record of 216-3. Following his service, Anspach would box professionally for a few years in New York City as a member of Stillman's Gym. He then returned to his dairy farm in the Turbitville area, where he would also work 35 years at Milton's American Car and Foundry plant. The final bell rang for Harold Anspach in 2009. He rests today in Muncie's Twin Hills Memorial Park. Area sports fans would get a local rush with automobile racing beginning in 1948, when the Muncie Speedway opened for racing. Located on Cease Road between Turbitville and Muncie and Route 54, it featured a quarter-mile-long track. Among the more successful drivers that took to flying around its turns were Al Campbell, Bobby Brown, Earl Comfort, and George Callender. Racing the track ended in 1956. History would grimly repeat itself in Turbitville in July of 1957. Almost 60 years after the fire that destroyed a quarter of the community had broken out, another major fire ignited in another barn in town. This barn in question had been an untouched storage area for 3 years at that time, and it is believed the barn's contents ignited under the heat of the tin roof above it. The fire quickly exploded. Eyewitnesses would later say the barn appeared to spontaneously combust, and it was pushed along rapidly by a brisk 25-mile-an-hour wind. The blaze destroyed 4 houses and 2 businesses in quick succession and knocked out Turbitville's electricity for an hour, as well as its phone lines for 9 hours. Fire companies from 7 adjacent communities rushed in to battle the fire. It would be a hard battle for those who answered the call, and before it was over, firefighters Raymond Long of Muncie and Ed Rake of Washingtonville had to be rushed to the hospital to be treated for smoke inhalation. 2 hours later, the firefighters finally had the blaze under control, although damages this time would be in excess of $200,000. The Turbitville area would also get a major scare from the skies on May 23, 1983, when an F1 tornado formed in the borough. It moved east and northeast before dissipating near the hamlet of Comley. Fortunately, no fatalities occurred, but $250,000 worth of damage would be caused by the twister. Car lovers would get their own treat in Turbitville beginning in the late 1990s when the Turbitville Area Auto Museum opened just off Route 54 in town, taking up residence in a former dress factory. Its inventory was the property of Connecticut businessman Mark Stitzer, who owned over 250 classic cars. 30 of the cars could be displayed inside the museum at a time. Among the collection that were on display at times in the Turbitville area were Ford Model Ts and Model As, Corvettes, Camaros, and Buicks. In addition to the classic cars, the museum also displayed vintage car parts and Stitzer's model car collection. The Turbitville Auto Museum closed in 2019, but the sister Eaglesmere Auto Museum still hosts cruise-in events in the Turbitville locations over the summers.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Pete Kesalika in the greater Hazleton area today.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
You're watching WYLN TV 35,